Hey there, gang. As you can see, I'm in a festive mood right now, and I wanted to bring you this message. Blessed is the season that engages the whole world in a conspiracy of love. Let's play some head games. Friends, opponents, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Welcome to Head Games Arena. My name is Chatterx, and today we are getting into the spirit of the season, and by that, of course, I mean we are playing GRUUL-Tide Cheer, or maybe better known as Craterhoof Behemoth. So this 8-mana 5/5 beast with haste, when it enters, creatures you control get trample and +X/+X, where X is the number of creatures you control. So this is the whole game plan. Get a bunch of creatures on board, cast Craterhoof, attack with a giant board of creatures, because Craterhoof makes everybody big. If you play Commander, you know this card. It's very, very well known and deservedly hated in a lot of ways. It's in Standard, so we're going to play it with all this wild mana ramp stuff that's going on in green right now. So in the 1-drop spot, we've got 4 copies of Eugene Pollinator, 4 copies of Llanowar Elves, 2 copies of Commune with Beaver just to smooth out the draws, looks at the top 3, gets a creature or land, makes everything a little bit more consistent. In the 2-drop spot, you see 5 different spells, 4 copies of each of them. All of them either produce mana or kind of get you a creature that does. So Badgermole Cub earthbends a creature but makes every creature that taps for mana produce an additional green, so it really powers your ramp up. Bramble Familiar does double duty as a mana dork, but the Fetch Quest Adventure side looks at mills the top 7 and puts a creature or a land from among them onto the battlefield, so you can hit Craterhoof off of this ahead of curve. Tender Wild Guide can be 1 mana dork for 2 or 2 mana dorks for 4. Leyline Weaver is an absolute all-star because it is a 2/2 mana dork that when you cast a creature spell, when you cast a spell that costs 4 or greater, you untap it. So if you tap this to cast Craterhoof, it untaps and you have another giant attacker. Breakout is the reason we've got red in the deck. Looks at the top 6. If you hit a creature with 2 or less, you can put it right onto the battlefield and give it haste. If it's more than that, you can just put it in your hand. So this is going to get you one of your bombs late in the game, or it's just going to fit in that 2-drop spot and get you a mana dork on curve where you want to get it. At the top end, 4 copies of our old friend Craterhoof, 4 copies of Ouroboroid, which puts counters on all your creatures equal to its power at the beginning of combat. Snowballs very quickly, 2 turns with this and the game is over. 2 copies of Season of Gathering, which is very thematic for what we're doing today. This does a lot of different things. I'm not going to read the whole card, but just suffice it to say that it's kind of a toolbox card that deals with a lot of different situations. Mana is very straightforward. 8 forests, a couple of stomping grounds, some Thornspire Verges, multiversal passages, and starting towns. It's practically a mono green deck with the tiniest splash of red, so the mana really isn't difficult to kind of make it work. So that's the whole game plan. Flood the board with mana dorks, resolve a Craterhoof, and stomp our opponent's roofs in with all the, the team of 8 Craterhoofs that we're trying to summon. So before we head over into the gameplay, I'd like to invite everybody to please like, subscribe, leave some comments down below. How do you celebrate the holiday seasons? I would love to know. Thank you as always for watching. Let's play some head games. Alright friends, green and red Christmas themed Craterhoof Behemoth. There's a couple in our opening hand that are not going to do us a whole lot of good at all. I think this is still a keepable hand. We can Breakout on 2 or Bramble Familiar on 2, opening us up for a couple of other options. I do like having a Craterhoof in hand. I don't love having 2, so we'll give it a try. We're on the play, which is also really important. We'll start with a Stomping Ground tap, see what our opponent's up to. That is a blue-red tap land. Alright, we're going to play Thornspire Verge into Bramble Familiar. And then say go to our opponent. Very interesting that they're playing Peculiar Lighthouse. Storm Chaser's Talent for our opponent. Let's hope that means they don't have a removal spell. Okay, I feel much better about where we're at now. So let's get the Commune with Beavers out of the way. Don't love that. So, I mean, I think I just take a forest here because I don't want to take damage from the starting town. There's no reason to take damage from the starting town. We'll go ahead and play Breakout. Getting a Badgermole Cub. Earthbend our forest. Play the second Bramble Familiar. Get in for 2. So if they don't deal with Badgermole, we have a Craterhoof with, I think, 2 creatures untapped. Okay, that's fine. And Boomerang bounces the critter. You got it. Yeah, no blocks. We're gonna race. Yep. I don't know if we win this race, but this is what this deck does. There's 0 interaction in it, so we are going to race as fast as we can. What else you got? Yep. So they're holding up Quench mana. We'll play our land. We'll play Leyline Weaver. I'm not going to attack. Where's the target? It's this one? Okay. Yeah, we're gonna respond to that. We'll take our Bramble Familiar back. I mean, that deck, we played it. It plays an enormous amount of removal, so we're not in an advantage position by any stretch here. Monument to Endurance pumps their team. 1 mana left. Multiversal Passage on green will pay to life. Do we need everybody to do it? Yeah? Who? Is this enough? That looks like 15, friend. Merry Christmas. On to game 2 with our green and red holiday themed deck. It's not really holiday themed. It's just a Gruul deck, folks, that wins with this card. Gets a bunch of mana dorks out, then swings with Craterhoof. This is fine, probably. Commune on 1, mana dork on 2, Badgermole on 3. Gets us. It's a pretty fast start. So let's see what we get with Commune. Honestly, another land is a pretty good hit here. Just getting the 3rd land is valuable. Weaver looks really good, though. Weaver is it's such a good card. Am I going to draw more lands, or am I just going to take the other land? I'm going to take the other land. I think it's the safe choice. I really do want Weaver, but I'm gonna say I think this makes more sense. Okay, so if we Badgermole here, I haven't, not because I drew a second one. I think that now I would have played the Mana Dork first. I'd have played Tender Wild Guide, but I think because I drew a second Badgermole, you go ahead and put the first one out, because chances are that they're going to destroy it. But I gotta tell you, what's about to happen. Did I do that wrong? Well, because they can respond here, right? They can try to quench the Badgermole I'm about to cast. Dispelling Exhale. Okay. Okay. We'll play the Tender Wild Guide instead. Get in for 2. I did not expect that. I did not expect a, like, solid counter. Play Stomping Ground tapped. Oh, I'm sorry, untapped. I think we probably we probably Fetch Quest here. I think they're just going to counter it again, but that's what we're going to do. We're just going to run them out of counters. Yep. I'll take another land. Yeah. Another land feels good. So we're going to counter, draw cards. I'm going to put a counter on each creature, which may seem strange, but I think it's right. Because Tender Wild Guy can give itself another counter. They're gonna counter this as well. They're not gonna counter this. Okay. So I'm not really sure what kind of board wipe they're going to be playing with. I don't really think there's a whole lot I can do about it anyway. Maybe I'm wrong, and I should put all the counters on Tender Wild Guide. Yeah. Yeah, we're going for damage. So now I've got a full hand again, so I can rebuild if they wipe our board. Fable Passage gets nothing yet. We're going to search up 2 forests with Bloomvine. What are they holding with 2 mana? So I can Craterhoof here, but I don't think it's right. I think I try to Bramble Familiar again. Or I try to Fetch Quest again. And we will play Craterhoof. I don't think you've got a... I think you've got a bounce spell, perhaps, but I don't think that'll do it. All right. Do you hear the hoof sounds on your roof? On to our third holly jolly game of today with Craterhoof. We are currently 2-0. We've got Llanowar into Leyline Weaver and possibly another, or Commune with Beavers. Solid start. I'm fairly happy with that. We'll start with a Stomping Ground. We will pay the life and put our friend Llanowar Elf into play. I'm so glad Llanowar Elf is in Standard. I know that might be an unpopular opinion, but I really am quite happy that it's here. So I'm going to play my land, and I think we're going to Commune first. All right, we'll take the Tender Wild Guide. And then probably, I mean, I'm very tempted to get 2 Mana Dorks out here because that's the fastest possible. Yeah, let's do that. Second mana for our opponent. We're going to try to resolve Tender Wild Guide with Offspring. This is going to draw out a counter, it looks like. Yep. We'll attack for 2. I'm sorry, 1. What else we got? There's a black land for our opponent, turning on their Verge. There's a land for us. We will try to resolve Leyline Weaver. What do we got? Yeah, we'll pay the 2. Oh, they get the lander if I pay the 2. I didn't realize that. Okay. Here we go. I mean, listen, our opponent's probably got a counter, so lander token makes it look like they don't. So what do I have? Now I've got 8. They've only got 1. So, fairly sure this is game. Leyline Weaver's untap. Huge board. And game over. Wow. On to game 4 with Craterhoof. Our way of ringing in the holiday season. Starting town into Llanowar Elves gives us breakout on 2. It's not bad. Even if they bolt the elf here, or whatever card appropriately murders the elf. I don't love our mana, but I think we can make it work. 3-0 so far. I'm not surprised. The deck is good. It's quite good in a lot of ways. Okay, let's get a forest down. And I think what we actually do here... Oh, that won't work, will it? Okay, so I need this for the breakout. That's okay. All right, we were looking for Badgermole, but we will take this guy instead. Ooh, do you tap for any color mana? Get out of town. I didn't realize that. That makes me feel far better. Okay, Leyline Weaver. And get in. Wow, breakout showing its quality. I guess I didn't put together the Tender Wild Guide was any color. Gene Pollinator. And Badgermole Cub for our opponent. Okay, third land. So we can play the Pollinator first. Ouroboroid. Untap. Get our tokens. Get in. So they're going to do the same thing. So the question is, can we go faster than them? There's 4. They can get to 6. Mossborn Hydra. Plays a land. Doubles the Hydra. I have not seen Hydra in this. Do you have a fight spell? Goldvein Hydra dies. I'm not sure what our opponent's doing, but they're having a bad time. Good game anyway. Alright, friends, listen. We're on game 5 already. I've only been recording for 16 minutes. So we're going to take our time. Try to slow things down like smooth jazz. See if we can just savor our meal a little bit, right? I would love to keep this hand, but I think it's too risky, especially on the draw. So if we had one more land instead of the Season of the Gathering, this is a slam dunk, but I don't. 2 land hand. Llanowar into breakout. I feel like that is manageable. We'll keep that. We will tuck one of our Elephantes. And we'll say go. I do like this new picture. I really do. Authority of the Consoles for our opponent is pretty hilarious. We'll start with Llanowar Elf. It certainly slows us down. Not gonna lie. I'm not sure that it beats us. I'm just pretty sure that it slows us down. We'll play Breakout. Our opponent's going to counter that. You got it. Follow up with Commune with Beavers. We'll take Badgermole Cub. So this is dedicated control. Authority on 1, no more lies on 2. So very easy here for our opponent to just sit back and counter everything we do. I think I have to try to resolve Badgermole here. Yeah, I think I have to try to resolve Badgermole. I don't think I will. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Our opponent's doing big things. Leyline Weaver? Icon has spell. Gene Pollinator. There we go. I'm just playing into a board wipe, so... I mean, at this point, they have pretty much already stabilized. So, really, them starting with Authority and 2 No More Lies being on the draw, or me being on the play, meant I was never going to get ahead of them. So... I mean, they're short on cards, but I feel a board wipe incoming. They did not wipe the board. Alright. Badgermole, you got another counter. Badgermole activates Thornspire Verge. I'm really scared that they have another flanker or another flash creature. I'm not going to attack. I think that maybe I'm being overcautious here, but they're holding priority with something. There it is. There it is, friends. There is Appa, the Steadfast Guardian. Why did you pick up Authority? Oh, so you can do that. Okay. Yeah, you can. I will take the 3. All right, $10,000 question. What is the last card in their hand? Yep. Okay, Kutsil's Flanker makes another ally, gains them 2 life. They go up to 29. I'm not showing 29 here, so they're not dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They've got 8 on the crackback. I mean, board wipe ruins my day. Okay, Meringue River Regent bounces some stuff. Okay, I think we can still win. Stomping Ground untapped. That was a great draw for them. Okay, can I win here? So, okay, if I play Badgermole, that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the Craterhoof that enters gains them a life as well as the Badgermole. And then the Craterhoof... Hold on, does everything get haste? When this creature enters, creatures you control get trampled. They do not. I think I'm boned. Okay. Oh, I actually can't even cast Craterhoof. I mean, I can, but it doesn't do anything for me. Yeah. Okay. They got me. Wow. How? Wow. What a loss. Authority of the Consoles on 1 defeated us. Alright folks, game 6, currently 4-1 with our GRUUL-Tide deck, which I just learned because that's the name of an achievement that I haven't got yet. This is a bad hand. I mean, this keeps happening to me. 2 Craterhoofs in the opener is just bad, right? Okay, I'm gonna mulligan this. Wow. This is... We all saw how many times this happened to me today, right? Oh, I kept an unkeepable hand. I need to draw a green source or I'm completely boned. Alright. I don't know why I'm annoyed that I got what I wanted. Alright, high noon for our opponent. Play a Thornspire Verge and a Bramble Familiar. We'll get in for 1. Authority of the Consoles for our opponent. Looks like they're Gearing up for a removal spell. Play to land. We'll play Thornspire Verge. Ouroboroid. Very bad for us. You got it. We'll get in for one. This Mardu control list is going to be very tough for us to beat, so... Yep. Okay. If they try to nuke our Bramble Familiar... Oh, okay. Yeah, you can have that. Okay, we'll play a second Gene Pollinator and say go. I shouldn't say I can't believe I'm seeing Authority of the Consoles 2 games in a row. Second High Noon for our opponent. I think we just pass. I do not have 6 mana yet. We're just gonna go for damage. Oh, gosh. Still don't have 6 mana because Gene Pollinator cannot tap for mana on its own. Oh, I don't like that. Okay. Well, the good news is that I've got Season of Gathering in my hand. So if I get to 6 mana, I get to do something pretty abusive here. So I get to destroy all the enchantments. And do I want to draw cards or do I want to make my guys bigger? I think I want to draw cards. Yep. How do we feel about this? Okay. Get in. Wow, their deck went slowly enough that I was able to really kind of house them. Pinnacle Star Cage for our opponent. Feels good for them. We'll play a Tender Wild Guide with Offspring and a Llanowar Elf. Day of Judgment destroys all of our creatures. Okay. Badgermole Cub. Wild Guide with Offspring again. Another board wipe. Helix the Cub. And tap land and Helix the Wild Guide. Okay, what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have exactly the right amount of mana to Craterhoof. So I'm not sure that I do. So what is the Craterhoof right now? The Craterhoof is a 9/9. I don't think it's unreasonable. I'm just not sure that it's right. I'm gonna break out. I'll take the Ouroboroid. And then I'll play the Ouroboroid. There it is. There's the removal spell. No, we're getting in. Because now they're at 9. So if they don't wipe the board, a single Craterhoof wins the game. Okay. Let's do it. Oh, yeah. It'll be 4 when it enters. Why not hit the Craterhoof? I'm not sure I understand that. Why not hit the Craterhoof? This is the best game of attrition. Okay. And again. Yes! I love beating control decks. You know me. Alright, friends. Game 7. 6-1 with GRUUL-Tide Terrors and Ouroboroids and Craterhoof Behemoths. Llanowar Elf into Wild Guide into Ouroboroid is a fair start, no matter which way you shake it, so we are okay with this. I've had such a good luck with this deck today, and it's very interesting and fun to me that there are decks out here in Standard that have absolutely no interaction, that are just, I'm going to put as many creatures on the board as I can, and then try very hard to overcome you, or overwhelm your opponent with just creature-based value. That last game was a really good example of that. Like, it was a control deck that I just outraced. I just kept putting pressure on until the game was fully over. Okay, I would love to do more than just Tender Wild Guide here, so maybe I get, because I can't do anything else, let's get the Multiversal Passage down. I guess we might as well put it on red. Then we'll get the Wild Guide down. This only gives us 5 mana going into turn 3 only, he said. I mean, Raucous Theater doesn't give us a whole lot of information. They could be 3 or more colors. Really, all we know is that they have red and blue mana in their deck. We don't know red and black mana in their deck. Okay, so here it is. Very likely another Mardu control pile. So they take a Season of Gathering. And we absolutely slam Ouroboroid here. It's not a question. Because they are 2 turns away from board wiping, and really getting Ouroboroid to 2/4 gets it out of the reach of several removal spells that this deck normally plays. We saw it last game. They have nowhere to runs and sometimes lightning helixes, which means that, Ouroboroid, Virtue of Persistence, another good example. Tap land for our opponent. Okay, so they could definitely play a board wipe next turn. So we want to be conscious of that. So I think perhaps here we play the Leyline Weaver, hold the Breakout, and then get our beats in. They're very incentivized, obviously, to play a board wipe this turn. So let's see if they can swing it. Does it? I mean, they'd be slamming it. Oh, there it is. Too fast. All right, holiday celebrants. How did we do today? We were 6-1 on camera with this absolutely ridiculous deck. It is an enormous amount of fun to play when it works, and it actually is fairly consistent. There are several versions of this deck going around right now. Some of them don't bother with the red at all. I do think that Breakout offers a little bit of consistency with the deck, but you could make a very solid argument to just go mono green so that you never have to worry about the mana at all. Notably, Thornspire Verge starts on red and gets green after you have a forest, so it is a little sneaky that it's like if you start with a Thornspire Verge in your hand and you don't have a green source, which happened to me in one of the games. I kept a real risky hand and it paid off, but it could just as easily not. So this is a little risky, but really I can't tell you how to make this deck better because I'm not really sure that there is a way to make it better. It is very consistent. It doesn't play with any interaction because it's really just trying to do a very linear thing, and it either gets there or it doesn't. But you saw in these games that even against some control decks, if we didn't give up and we just kept pushing and putting pressure on, we were able to get those wins out there. So the deck's very consistent. It's also very mythic heavy, although it doesn't necessarily look like it. there are 4 Craterhoofs, 4 Ouroboroids, and 4 Badgermole cubs in here. So this is not necessarily the easiest deck to craft. But I will tell you, I mean, I'm just going to go on the record right now and say I don't think this card is actually going to get a ban. A lot of people were screaming for it when it first came out, but then we had Worlds where it was represented, but it certainly wasn't overrepresented. It's a very good card. Let's make no mistake about it. But this card's going to stick around. I would encourage you to craft these because if you have green in the deck, there's so many decks that are going to want this card. It is a very solid mythic. So overall, just a very fun, easy, linear kind of style to play here at the end of our holiday season. I also wanted to take a moment just to say thank you to everybody who's been watching our channel over the course of the past year. I made the commitment at the beginning of 2025 to try to get a video up every week, and as far as I can tell, I actually accomplished that goal. I'm fairly proud of that. Very glad to be wrapping up 2025 with this as my final video, because I think it's an enormous amount of fun and just barely vaguely holiday themed. So as always, I really appreciate you, especially if you're here at the end watching all this time, helping us out in the algorithm. Thank you very much for your support. I am really sincerely grateful for it. So thank you as always for watching, and in this holiday season, remember that it is important to take care of your head. Hey gang, thanks so much for tuning in. Click that subscribe button to support the channel and check out our last video from Avatar Standard where we learned that there's no wrong way to use a boomerang.